Hey guys, Coach Drew here, High Performance Athletics, and it's the beginning of January. So it's as of right now, it's actually mid-January. Usually, this is the time of year where people kind of reevaluate and reset some goals they have for themselves. And a lot of people I've found over the years struggle with setting goals because they don't know where to start. Here is where to start. I did this drill exercise on Tuesday morning in one of our men's groups, and I really liked how it flowed, and it helped me kind of pinpoint where I wanted to set my personal goals for the year. So, all super simple. I kind of take some of it from Zig Ziglar and then some of it from our own stuff, but basically drawing a gas gauge in a on a sheet of paper or on a whiteboard like you have here, but empty is the E, and then full is the F. And then all these are just areas in your life that you acknowledge. So, my areas in my life that I can potentially work on is my marriage, my career or my work, my health, my spirituality, my intellect, my family, which is basically my kids, my finances, or my friends and my friends. Those are the categories that I list. You might have other priorities, other categories that you can list, but those are mine. So what the exercise is pretty interesting. So I have 8 categories for me, and I just do a lot of introspection in how empty or full those categories are. So I'll draw 8 gas gauges, 8 empty or full. It's a continuum, it really is. And I will take each one of those. So take my marriage, for instance, and I will on the gauge, I will absolutely draw an arrow where I feel like today, right now, as I'm doing that, my marriage is on a scale of empty to full. And just like a typical gas gauge in a car, you can't fill all the way up to the brim. Like the gas stops flowing at a certain point. You can keep overflowing it. Yeah, I get it. But like at a certain point, it shuts off. There's always room to improve. There's always room to add a little bit more gas in there. So I'm not a huge fan of putting it all the way to full. Even if I feel like it's all the way to full, I'm just going to put it at, way, way better than what it was. Or just way higher on the full scale, the full side of the scale. So you have empty, you got a quarter tank, you got half tank, you got 3/4 full, and you got full on that scale. And this is just something that you can subjectively look at for yourself. Do all 8 or all however many categories you have, rank yourself empty to full. And if it takes some arguing with yourself or some self-discussion or even sharing it with somebody else about where you are, really like a good place to start in setting your goals is where in your life the scales tipped the lowest. All right, where do you feel empty in your life? If you listed one of those things as one of your categories, it is important to you. All right, don't just list something that you think should be on there, but you don't really care about. I care about marriage. I care about my career. I care about my health and my spirituality and intellect and family, finances, and my friends. I care about that stuff. So what I did when I did this exercise is I listed those 8 gauges, and I looked at them as far as which one was the least full, right? Which one had the lowest amount of fuel in it, and that's where I started to look into my goals. So once you find the category, then you can start to say, okay, what does full look like? Okay, so for instance, let's just say that my friends category was the lowest of the low. What does tipping the scale look like? What does flipping the scale from empty to more full? It's not going to be all the way, but what does that look like? And you have to define these terms for yourself, and then you can kind of put the SMART goals on it. Get specific, make it measurable, potentially. Make it something that you can attain in, I would guess, the first quarter, and then reassess after the first quarter, are you moving in the right direction? And once you start moving in the right direction, then you can kind of reevaluate all 8 of these categories once a quarter and see if they start to tip back and forth, and it helps you set some realistic goals that matter to you. All right, that's our place to start. If you guys need help setting goals, health, nutrition, and gosh, food isn't even on there for me at all. I listed mine as health because for me, health is exercise and nutrition, but it's also mental health as well. If you guys need help with that, email me, drew@teamhpa.com. I'll be happy to sit down and kind of go over how to set your goals and kind of talk you through this whole process. But it's a cool exercise to start, and it's a great way to start the new year because we are rocking and rolling. All right, guys, have a great day. We'll see you later.